Hello everyone, it's me reobebo here, and today I want to talk about the RPGs that I recommend for the PS2. And to me, the PS2 is a very nostalgic console for me because without the PS2 I really wouldn't have gotten into RPG gaming. And the PS2 just has a massive amount of great RPGs to play with, and I really want to show my favorites to you guys in hope that maybe you have not, heard about them yet or tried them yet, and so on and so forth. And with that out of the way, here are the games I want to show you guys. The first game I want to talk about is Deus Ex: The Conspiracy, and I apologize for not having the cover for this game, but Deus Ex: The Conspiracy is a port of the original Deus Ex for the PC, and what I really like about this game is that it really stands the test of time, since I got this game literally this year. My first Deus Ex game was pretty much Human Revolution, and I really want to try the first one so badly. But to be honest, I really am not a big PC gamer, so when I heard about the PS2 version, I wanted to try it out. And I'm surprised how little known this version is, and when I got this game, it was just absolutely amazing. I had so much fun with this game. There's just so many different ways to accomplish one objective, and one of the amazing things is that every single thing you do has a consequence. Like, for example, in your main office called UNATCO, I decided to go into the ladies' bathroom, and one of the ladies says, I'm going to be reporting this to my boss pretty much. And I was like, yeah, whatever, because usually no one ever really cares about this stuff. But when I went to my boss to learn about my new mission, the last thing he told me after he told me the mission was that JC, which is the main character's name, he says that I heard that you went inside the ladies' bathroom, and please don't embarrass us next time. Don't do that again. And I was just blown away by how a game that came out in the year 2000 just absolutely beats games that are coming out today. It's really an amazing game. This game has won countless PC Game of the Year awards. It's considered one of the best PC games ever. I completely agree. And the PS2 port is really good. Even though I haven't played the PC version, I could tell the PS2 port is pretty good because I'm having a blast with this game. And I really suggest that if you don't want to play Deus Ex on the PC, the PS2 version is still a great way to play the game. The next game I want to talk about is actually two games, and that is Persona 3 and Persona 4. And while these games do have their differences, to be honest, they did come around close to one another, and they both share a whole ton of similarities. But if you do want to start off with the fourth one because it does fix a lot of the third one's problems. But still, both these games are amazing. And what really makes them so much fun is that this game is just so unique. It's in a modern day setting. It's actually a combination between a high school sim and a dungeon crawler, which you might think will not work at all, but works so well in this game. I'm not the type of guy to really get addicted to JRPGs, but Persona 3 and Persona 4 got me super addicted. I was just thinking about this game the whole time, just constantly playing it, constantly having a blast. These games are so much fun. They're well worth the money because they take a very long time to finish. The characters are great. The story is great. The graphics are good. They're not the best, but they're still not bad. So pretty much, in my opinion, these games pretty much have it all. I absolutely had a ton of fun with this game. It's one of the best RPGs I've ever played in my life, and I highly recommend you get both these games. But if you do own a PSP, I do suggest you get Persona 3 on the PSP because it does fix a lot of its problems. But still, if you did get the PS2 version, don't worry, you'll still have a blast with both these games. The next game I want to talk about is Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. And I'll admit, Nocturne is not for everyone because the game is rather hard, and it may be too complex for some people, but for me, I absolutely love it for these reasons. This game is definitely a must for hardcore RPG fans since the game's graphics are amazing, the story is super unique, the sound, in general, the soundtrack is absolutely amazing, super catchy, the gameplay is just a whole ton of fun and really addictive. There's just so much customization you could do to your characters. You could switch out your character's class anytime you want. You can level up different types of skills, and you could choose different stats like attack, defense, etc. Just so complex, and the game's story is just super unique. I absolutely love how that there's dialogue choices in the game and that there's 6 different endings depending on what you choose, and all the 6 endings in my opinion are really different and all really interesting. And this game is just an absolute must in my opinion. If you really are up for the challenge, I definitely recommend you pick up Nocturne. Another game I'd like to recommend is Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. And Digital Devil Saga is kind of like a combination between Nocturne and Final Fantasy. They really want to make it like really cinematic, but also really complex and deep at the same time. And in my opinion, they don't necessarily take the best of both games and really make it in a super amazing game. And in my opinion, it's also my least favorite Shin Megami Tensei game, but it really says something when your least favorite game in the series is something you'd really recommend to other people. And I still really enjoyed this game, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the game's story. I really enjoyed the game's graphics a whole lot. It actually looks better than Nocturne. And the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. The gameplay is still a whole ton of fun. It's just that I felt like the story could have been a bit more beefy. I felt like they cut down a bit too much from Nocturne also. But for some people, they won't really mind it. They'll actually really prefer this game over Nocturne or Persona. A lot of people really enjoy this game. I really don't want to sound like this game's bad. This game is not. This game is an absolute blast. But just keep it in mind that it's not my favorite, but you could possibly really like this game a lot. So I really do suggest you get this game. And it's not too expensive. I believe it's only around $20. So still, just a big recommendation. Great game. I really enjoyed it a lot. The last game I want to talk about is Final Fantasy X. And I know Final Fantasy X isn't the biggest fan favorite game, but I know a ton of people who absolutely just love this game to death and it's their favorite Final Fantasy. And in my opinion, it's my favorite Final Fantasy II, if not my favorite RPG of all time. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, but this game really made me an RPG gamer pretty much. I absolutely love the game's story, love the game's graphics, love the soundtrack, love the battle system. And people really complained a lot about the voice acting. And honestly, if voice acting is really that big of a problem for you, then you're way too nitpicky in my opinion. And also, people didn't like the main character. And I'll admit, like, Tidus, the main character, is not the greatest character of all time. I'll admit that, but he's not that bad of a character. I really did grow on him. And yeah, sure, Final Fantasy X had that laughable scene or two, but in the end, like, if you're really gonna judge a game because of like one stupid scene or voice acting or like the main character, then I don't really understand like why you're just I'm sorry, I'm just at a loss for words like how people like could hate something because of these stupid tiny issues. But overall, this game is a blast. I absolutely love it. I could talk about this game for hours. This game is just has so many great memories for me. I just absolutely loved it. And this game is super cheap also. I highly recommend you get this game. Sure, like you might not love it as much as I do, but I still recommend this game. It's a ton of fun. It's a great game to start off if you really want to get into Final Fantasy. And those are the RPGs that I recommend for the PS2. And to be honest, there's actually more games I really want to go over, so I think I might do a second part of this. But thank you guys for watching so much. It really does mean a lot to me. And please give me any suggestions of any games that you'd like to recommend to me. It doesn't have to be RPGs, it could be anything, because I'm really on the lookout for any new games that people tell me about. And also, what did you think of the games that I showed? Did you think they were awesome? Did you think that they were disappointing? Please tell me in the comment section below. I'd be very interested in knowing what you thought of these games. And as always, I'm reobebo, guys, and peace out.